Standing here with the man behind the food at the Albion Juneteenth Festival. Just really getting it cooked up before things start. Mr. Mike Culliver, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
We're having a June 19th celebration here for Juneteenth, the month of June. Miss Reed has this going on here at Highland Park, and this is definitely a great celebration for all African American males that were freed back in the back in the day. So this is something that they celebrated then. They didn't work that day; they just come out and celebrate of being free.
Hey man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it's awesome service you're doing here too, man.
Thanks, man.
Definitely appreciate all that you do.
Yeah.
This is your boy Will, and I'm out here in the park. This beginning of the Juneteenth festival. I'm out here with a special gentleman, man. He's from my hometown. Just really, really, being an impact to the community. I know this gentleman is working with the school system, Albion College graduate, and I mean, I'm proud of him, first of all. But I just wanted to get him on. I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Mike Culliver.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. How you doing today?
Good, dude. Good.
I know I told a little bit about you, but can you tell a little bit about yourself?
Mike Culliver. I grew up here in Albion. Went to Crowell Elementary School. The principal Nancy Roush. Then also went to the middle school, Washington Gardner. Mr. Nichols was there then, and Miss Cummings. Then I went off to the high school where Miss Jarvis was the principal my 4 years. Shortly after that, I graduated from high school and went to Albion College, double majored there in anthropology, sociology, and then I went on to work at the Calhoun County Juvenile Home for 5.5 years, and then I came to the school system here at Albion right before the high school closed, and then became the graduation coach. I'm currently a at-risk coordinator at Albion Community Schools, and that's pretty much my story.
That's what's up, man. I say that success leaves clues, and one of the reasons why I really wanted to get you on, man, is because you're a father.
Thanks, man.
And I mean, you got a lot of things going for you. You've done a lot, as far as your college and your schooling, and but I think one of the most important roles that you play is a father. And it really made me reach out to you because I saw this video that you posted up the other day, and you were fishing with your son.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna show the clip real quick. So after we show the clip, we'll just come back and ask you another question.
Yeah. He's strong.
Got it? Oh, keep playing. Keep moving. Whoa, that's a nice one, dude.
Can I get him? I'll get him off.
Here, push more down over there.
Hold it.
You gotta lay him down, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, make him push him down so he don't fight. They won't fight. There you go. Oh, push on him. There you go.
Way down in his throat. Fucking way down in his throat, man. Yeah, I think.
Let him fight with it. You the man. Get him in there. Good job. Having fun? Huh?
Yeah.
So in the clip, we saw that this young man. How old is he?
4 years old.
4 years old. He baited his own hook. He put it out there, and he actually caught a fish, reeled it in, took it off, and everything. I mean, how long y'all been at that, man? How long did it take you to teach him that?
He was doing that when he was 3. Well, right when he turned 3. But that's something my dad did with me, man, when I was younger. My grandfather, I fished every single day with him. So my son, man, and my daughter she does the same thing. So She's just turned 3, so we got her started a little earlier than him. But that's what he loved to do, man. He loved to be with Dad. He loved to be with Mom, but he definitely loved to be out doing what I'm doing most of the time. So if it's golfing, if it's fishing, if it's at the school, working with other kids, he want to be right there. And I think that's a great thing for your kid to be by your side and to want to see the positive things that you're doing in your life. And that's what a lot of our kids are missing today. And I think every father out there, man, that's working hard to be with your kid, man. Mm-hmm. If you haven't had that relationship with your kid and your kid is around, please get out there and just build that relationship, man. That's big. That's huge. Yeah.
So that actually brings me to this question here, and I've asked everyone since I've been doing this this fatherhood special right before Father's Day. So I think this is a very important question to ask. What's your definition of a good father?
Man, so much. That's a good question. You gotta have a relationship with your kids. I think the biggest thing is having that relationship, being there. Time is the biggest thing that when it comes to a kid. If you put in that time, you put in that work, making sure that you're being a positive person for them and you are disciplining them, not by whooping them but just doing those things that will help them understand that from right from wrong, what you expect of them. You always expect the most of them, of your son or your daughter, man, and they'll get there.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I think it's a consensus. The last gentleman I interviewed said similar things. Time.
Yeah.
Time
is huge.
I mean, do you have to be in the house? Can a man be a good father when he's not at home, not with the mother?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, my mom and dad were divorced when I was younger, so. My dad still played a huge role in my life. I mean, he was divorced. They lived in separate houses. But my dad still would come get me, take me fishing, and hang out on the weekends. And, still just being in his life, being present so the kids know who you are and what you do, what you can do for them. And then sometimes, once you get older, you understand, and your dad can understand and let you understand that whatever happened between Mom and him, it might not just worked out. So when they're able to explain that to you, I mean, as a father, being able to explain that to his son or his daughter, I mean, they respect him a lot more, later on in life too, I believe.
Yeah. I agree with that, man. Me being someone who didn't have much time at all with my father, my biological father. I didn't really know what it felt like to have a dad, and actually early on I didn't even think that I was missing out on anything. It wasn't really till I got older that I saw that I could have gained something from having my father there. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because me like you, was raised with a single mother, except you actually had someone, you had your father still that was there from time to time. Yeah, that's what's up. Now, how important? Like, how do you think it? Fatherhood ties into what we see today. As far as I know, you work with the school system, and a lot of the cases, what I'm saying, our kids have been out of control. In many cases, I've seen like a lot of different things change from when we were kids. What role does a father play in that?
When I was coming up through elementary and through school, man, my father was not living in my household. I believe second grade is when my father was gone. But what I see the difference between then, though, and now is back then you had a lot of males in the community that did positive things and that, that were those leaders, those Tillman Cornelius, those Harry Bonners, those Larry Williams. I can just keep on going, those Bobby Evans, those Charles Hendersons. You had those people around to where, as a kid, you respected anything and everything that those people would say to you. And Tillman, I mean, he was like that father figure in your life, man, where You know, where if you were doing something wrong, he gonna let you know about it.
Yeah.
He gonna ride to town at nighttime and make sure everybody in the house on time. You know, so having those males around town has been a big loss. But having that father figure, if the fathers are around, if you are around here in Albion, and you got kids, man, I really encourage you to come up and, you know, check on your kids, man, and just make sure they're doing the right thing. And just your presence. And I try to preach that to a lot of parents, is your presence, just you showing up here and letting your kid know that we on the same page.
Absolutely.
I think that just makes things a lot better, you know?
I agree, because one of the biggest problems we face, and you know, you've seen how how some of the kids I'll be dealing with, one of the biggest problems we face is that the parents are not present, father or mother. So, you know, if you got an issue, you know, you can go without even having to talk to a parent. You know, the parent just doesn't show up, or either sometimes they'll end up, you know, they'll show up, but they're taking it out on you, like you're picking with their kid. You know, so I agree with that. I think that if we get back into a community where, you know, we all play our parts, and I'm not just talking about Albion community. I'm talking about a community, especially in our African American community. That's what I want to see.
But it was a time when you could go to one side of town and the parents over there, or some adult could see you on that side of town. If you wasn't doing what you're supposed to do, those people could check you, man, and put you in order. And I just think we lost that. You know, when it says it takes a village to raise a child, that's what Albion is all about, I believe. You know, that's why I stay here. That's why I love being in this small town, because it always has been a place that felt like home, and everyone could, you know, talk to each other, and it was never, you know, none of the bickering and fighting. I mean, we just got to get these things back under control and raise our kids. I mean, and that's just not your kid, but it should be everyone's kid, you know, to raise them up to do the positive things.
Right, that's right. You know. So, as we said, you're an Albion College graduate, and I mean, I think that's a big deal. You know, Albion College is a pretty good college, and you actually took that step to go to college. So I just want to ask you first, was college always in your plans?
I just said, growing up, I knew my mom had went to Michigan State for a couple of years. She did not graduate from there. My dad, he didn't go to college. But I think being in the different programs I was in, you know, the 4-H club, being in Mr. Bonner's programs, you know, and minority program services, and doing things with them. And, you know, Mr. Bonner put you on a stage to where, you know, you had to perform. So it just you seen a different view. You seen things happening to you. You wanted to get out in that world and become someone yourself. So I just remember back in the day, you know, just watching the people that we were around. You know, Marty Avent, Greg Brown, Jennifer Dittis, Andrea Clark. You know, all those people was around. We were all in that program at the same time, and we all had it on our minds to go to college, and that's what we was going to do, to become something better than what was going on at the time. So
well, that's awesome. And I mean, you just said that, but all of those kids that you just named, they all went to college and graduated college, man. I know I talk to Marty all the time. He was actually my first guest, and the sound didn't come out right, but I mean, you know, he's got an awesome story too, man. I think just the fact that you said that, you know, he gave you that stage, he put you on that stage. I mean, I think I'm guessing he's a mentor. He's a mentor to you.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's like a father figure to me. I call him Pops. I mean, he's like my godfather. So he has just always been there, man. He's been that guy that took you to that next level. That father figure that when your father wasn't there, you know, he pushed you to be the best you could possibly be. And I mean, I know he was just there and put you in different situations, and you had to react to those things. So I mean, you was always prepared, you know, for whatever stage he put you on. And being able to be on all those different stages, man, you were able to experience different parts, you know, of the world. You know, being able to see different things to make you have that vision to want to go on and become somebody successful.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So how important do you feel a mentorship is? Like, how big of a role did that play in your life, and how important do you feel like that is for other kids that's coming up?
I think if kids have mentors now. I mean, I think that would definitely change a lot of their outlooks. You know, being able to have somebody to talk to, man, to go about what your dreams are, and having someone to push you, or when they see you, you know, ask you, how was school today, or you know, how's your behavior going in school, and what's your plans for after high school, and you know, what college you're going to go to, and what you're going to do when you go to college, you know, and what you're going to do with that degree. Those kind of questions, you don't get asked those questions every day at home. You know, and if your mom don't ask you those questions, and she's a single mom, when will you get to ask those questions? You know, and those are some things that Mr. Bonner did for me, man, and that made you think outside the box and want to go on and do better.
Absolutely. One of the things that I want our viewers to get from this and to hear, I mean, and if you go to other videos, you know, the video I did with Terrell, the video I did with Ryan, you know, all of the videos, when I ask these questions, I always get a common consensus of this right here. One of my mentors says, Mr. Kevin Mack says that success leaves clues. And, you know, constantly across the board, you know, you all always tell me that, you know, you had somebody in your life, some kind of mentor, some type of person that encouraged you and pushed you, you know. And so a lot of times it can be your parents, and it should be your parents. But I believe that it's not that always that parents don't want better for their kids. They just don't really know what to do. They don't know better because they haven't been shown better. So I think it's very important for them to, you know, get your kids out there around other people, successful people, people that you look up to as well, you know. So with that being said, I just think it's very important to have mentors and, you know, people that are positive in your kids' life. With that being said, I want you to answer this, because, you know, you see what goes on at the school firsthand. You know, you see all across the board, not only here in Albion, that we have a huge problem where many of our kids are going to jail. You know, it's called the school to prison pipeline. You see that, you know, we have a huge fatherless rate here with our kids, you know. And I know that having a father in your life does make a difference. But what do you think the overall problem is, and what can we do to fix it?
I think being involved in our kids' lives is what's going to change everything that's happening right now in the school system. You know, being that positive role model for your kid every day. I mean, those simple questions I asked my son, and he was only in preschool, but, you know, how was school today? You know, what did you learn today? Get them ready to go to school, asking them, telling them to learn at least 1 or 2 things and come home and tell me what you learned today. You know, teaching your kids how to be respectful. And it's a struggle. We all young. And I look at some of the kids that's in the school system is that, I mean, I went to school with their parents, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I feel like I have a great relationship with most of the people that we deal with, man, is because I know the parents, you know, and knowing single moms, I know it's hard. It's hard out there, man. It's hard for a single mom to raise kids, man, in this day and age, because you have so many things happening around them that you just can't control. So having that father figure, that's why I'm yelling out to all the dads right now, man. If you have kids that's in the school system, just be that positive role model for them. Pop up on them, you know, every now and then, and just say hi, you know. And sometimes when your kid just know you gonna come, they don't know when you gonna come. They act a whole different way, man. I've seen it happen. You know, I just asked a certain parent to pop up to the school and just look in the classroom and just peek in there and see how you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time, I'm telling you, if I'm bringing a kid home, or if a kid is doing something that he shouldn't be doing, you got to get a call from me. I'm not calling you to bother you or take you off of what you're doing for the day. Normally, I mean, but by that time, we don't try, you know, A, B, and C. And it's just we at this point we need your need you to intervene. So, and that's just the everyday life at the school, man. And you know, when we were younger and in school, you know, you just had that. It was just, the respect level was different, you know, with kids too. And then it's just a new generation right now going on. So, but the respect level that we have for teachers, I mean, the Miss Artists and Mr. Evans and Miss Petro and Mr. Drysdale and Miss Roush, you know, I'm just naming some of the teachers I had, you know. And when I can go back and name those teachers, and parents think about the teachers that you can name, those are the people you respected because they built their relationship with you. And that's what it all comes back to, is that relationship piece. So having that relationship with your kid, the teacher also having a relationship with your son or daughter, and you having that relationship with your teacher, with the teacher of your son or daughter, it plays a huge key, because as long as they know, as long as your kid know that you, me, the teacher, the principal, you know, we're all on the same page, that kid's gonna act a different way.
Right.
Because they know they can't come home and tell you a different story than what's actually happening in the classroom.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, man. And I feel like, you know, to add to that, I think, you know, it's definitely good to know your kids' teachers and understand who they are. One, you know what I mean, it releases any doubt, you know, that they're the ones that's the problem. Or it might show you that, hey, you know, there's something up with this teacher, you know what I mean? Because we are all humans. And if a kid is bad enough and the parent is not there, you know, me as a person, I'm subject to error. I might start writing that kid off myself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that it's just important to be involved, because when you're involved, those teachers and the people who over your kids, they know that, you know what I mean? And they try hard to work with you, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Some of the stuff we see, so those little kids shouldn't be, it shouldn't be, but it is. So
it happens,
you know,
man. It happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to know, you know, I believe that, you know, success is really in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? And for me, you know, I deem you as successful just from the mere fact that, you know, you play such a huge role in your kid's life. You know what I mean? I mean, I know you drive good, you know, living good, you know, and those are all trappings of success. And depending on who it is, you know, they may feel like that's the ultimate level of success, you know. But to me, you know, the ultimate level of success is when I can see a family functioning well. And I think, you know, you being positive and doing stuff to uplift our community. I just want to ask you, what are some of your goals for the future?
I would just like to see my son, you know, go on to be kindergartner this year and do well. That's one of my goals, is to continue to work with him to help him become that great kid in school. Another one of my goals is to finish my master's and become a principal in the next 5 to 10 years, to be able to step inside that position, man, and work with kids and set school in order, you know. Those are some of my goals I want to finish. I want to complete in the next 5 years, man, for sure. Is just to get my kid, you know, where he need to be, and my daughter's coming up right behind him. You know, continue to teach him. Me and my wife work well together. You know, she does a great job. She's a great mom. You know, she works hard with the kids also. So I like to give her that shout out and that credit too. So just just being in those kids' lives, man. And my goals now is pretty much go through my kids, man. Is to continue to do, you know, everything I can do for them and be successful, being that positive role model for them, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And we're gonna wrap it up, but I just want to ask you this, you know. Single mother out here, raising 2 boys, maybe raising a boy and a girl, you know. Dad isn't around, you know. What kind of advice can you give her?
First off, I would like to give all those single mothers a round of applause. I mean, that's it's awesome, man. It's because I can tell you, it's times when I have both of my kids alone, man, and it's a task. It's a task. When I watch some of these young women, man, raise 2 and 3 kids, man, by themselves, and that got to be a tough job, you know. But my advice is to reach out to people like myself, you know, people like you know. I mean, people that young man is out here working and working with these kids, man. Reach out to us, man, and we can help you, you know, by just being a mentor to your kid. If that father figure is not there, we got people out here that's like us, man, that wanna do well and teach other kids, how they should come up, man. So I just give those parents advice. My advice to them is to just continue to work hard, continue to be that mom and that dad figure that you're being right now in their lives. Continue to to stick by them and let them know that you care for them, and that you're gonna be there for them, and you keep building that relationship with them. I mean, I just like you just said, man, it's crazy to see single parent moms. I'm telling you, with 3 or 4 kids, that's a tough task, So I like just give them a shout out and credit for that again. But just my advice is just to keep working hard, keep doing what you're doing, and do more, because you have to do more. You have to do that dad part and that mom part. And I know it gets tiring, but you can't give up on them. You can't give up on them. Reach out for help. You got your Mr. Bonners that's still around. You got your Larry Williams, working for the rec department, Tam Lane. They do that thing there for them. So get them involved in different programs. And that will give you that break away from your kids, and also while your kids, you getting that break from them, they also learning. And they getting better at something, in life. Just continue to let them get involved in positive things.
I mean, man, I couldn't have said it better, man. I just want to stop and say, also echo those sentiments, man. I salute single mothers. As I said, my mother was a single mother, raised 3 kids on her own, and I had some health issues when I was early in my life, and my mom had to drive me up to Ann Arbor like every single day, getting off of work, what I mean? Well, not every single day, 3 to 4 times a week, you know what I mean? And I really literally looked at my mom like Superwoman, you know what I mean? I mean, because she was everything, you know what I mean? She did what she was supposed to do.
For sure.
I mean, and my mom disciplined me too, she whipped my butt real quick, you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I was respectful to people, to adults and all that, my mom didn't do. I can't say she modeled everything right, but we're all humans, you know what I mean? And so we don't. But I take my hat off to single mothers, and I really believe, like you said, one of the key things is getting especially your young sons, getting them around men, getting them around men, positive men that are doing something, because. And most of the times, in order to be something different, you have to see something different.
Yes, sir.
Hip-hop community, the entertainment system, all those people, that's not reality. What they're looking at is not reality. Those are who they look up to. They need to start looking up to average, everyday people. You see what I'm saying?
Great.
When I was young, I didn't really look up to I didn't really look up to nobody around me. Until I got to junior high, I started finally kind of seeing some of those figures, you know what I mean? But it's important. So I just appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time. I know you got to finish cooking and really get this thing going, because the Juneteenth Festival going to start here soon.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate you, man. Anything else you want to say?
No problem. No, I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to do this interview, man. It makes me feel, like somebody here in Albion, man. Just to have an opportunity to now see videos of yourself, of people like Mr. Bonner that they used to do back in the day. So, I mean, we the next generation, man. Right. We the next Harry Bonners, we the next Tillmans, and Marty, you guys, Terrell, Ryan. I mean, let's keep doing what we doing, man, and make this thing change. And man, let's do something positive for our community before we leave up out of here, or before we let other people come in, man. Let's do what's right for our community and do the things that we were taught as young men, man. And it's our time. It's our time now.
Absolutely.
When we were young, these were the things we talked about, sitting in Caldwell, in the middle of Caldwell basketball gym, as Mr. Bonner gave us speeches, or sitting at the high school, going through different programs and stuff like that. We talked about these things. So now it's here. It's now our time. Let's turn this town around and be those positive males in this community, man.
Absolutely. And real quick, when I walked up here, man, when I came up here and I parked, I saw you out here with your straw hat on, with your barbecue hat on. I said, look at him, man. He done turned into one of those old dudes that, you know, we used to look at as old dudes. You not old, but to the little kids, you like the old, you know, the old Mr. Martin, like how we used to look at them. So, I mean, I think that's absolutely awesome, man. But we definitely are the ones that got to take this thing.
For sure.
Every man that's out there looking at this, man, you are the one to take. Wherever you live, you are the one. Don't keep waiting on other people. You know what I'm saying? Find something that you're passionate about. Get in there and start doing it. All right. Well, peace out, y'all. God bless.